Hello and welcome to the Introduction to Cabinet Vision Solid video series. In this video, we'll be covering the Utilities tab of the ribbon bar at the splash screen. There are times that you will need to import data or back up your system files for safekeeping. We've provided you with a few tools to accommodate this. To see them, let's go to the Utilities tab of the ribbon bar. You can see that we have three commands here, contained in two separate ribbon bar groups. The first command, found in the Setup group, is the Authorization Code command. Clicking on this allows us to enter the authorization code that was provided to us. If we had entered a new authorization code, we would now have to restart Cabinet Vision by closing it and then opening it again to see any changes. The next group, Tools, contains two tools that can be used to import data into Cabinet Vision as well as back up our system data. Let's begin with the first tool, the Setup Package tool. If I click on this, a new dialog is displayed to us, the Package dialog. Like many windows, you can maximize or restore the window size, and you can close this window as well. We also have a series of buttons that affect our package as well as the list of package contents. As you can see, I don't have any packages loaded. To load a package, we can click on the Open button, which displays the Windows Open dialog. All we need to do is find a package. I'm going to use the Bloom Eventos package that I downloaded from the eSupport website, located at esupport.planet.com. And once I've selected that package, I can click Open. And you can see that the contents of the package are displayed to me in our list. Each item in the list has several bits of information that we can break down. Let me go over them briefly so that you can understand this list a bit better. The first item is the check mark. This lets Cabinet Vision know that we intend to have this item imported into the system. The next item is the icon. This item is actually built of two parts, the icon itself and the small orb. The icon is unique in so much as it tells what kind of item this is. The orb actually provides state information. What do I mean by this? Well, there are three states that this orb can be in, which means that there are three states that this item can be in as well. The first state is yellow, as it is on our screen now, which lets us know that Cabinet Vision has not found this item in our system, and when we import this item, it will create a new entry into our databases. The next state is green. This lets us know that Cabinet Vision did find this item in our system, and, as such, will not import this data in, using the information that's already found in our system databases. The final state is red. This lets us know that Cabinet Vision found the item in our system and will overwrite the information with what is found in this package. I would like to note that Cabinet Vision will never set an item to a red state automatically. This is something that we, the users, must do if we want to overwrite what is already in our system. The next item is a written definition of what the item is. In this case, it's a material schedule. To be more precise, a hinge material schedule. The final item is the name. This is how the imported item will appear in our databases when we go looking for it. Now you may notice this small plus symbol. This indicates that this item has child items. Each child item is its own unique item that must be imported as well. They will follow all of the same rules as have already been listed. Now that you understand the list items, let's move on to the rest of the buttons. The next button is the Prefix button. This allows us to add a prefix to the names of all the items in our list. As an example, I will go ahead and load a different package, the Bloom Tandem Box package, which I also downloaded from eSupport. As you can see, I have already imported this into my system. We can tell because all of my orbs are green. Now if I click on the Prefix button, Cabinet Vision will prompt us to enter a prefix that we want to use. I will set mine to Sample and click OK. Now Cabinet Vision has prefixed our items and did not find them in our system, so all of the orbs have been automatically changed to yellow. Now that we have items that will import, we can click the next button, the Import Package Contents button. This will go through all of the items in the package and place them in their appropriate spots in our databases. we've received a notification stating that the import is complete. We can now click OK. And we can see that the import contents have once again been found in our system. There are times where we will need to close Cabinet Vision and run the update version program after importing a package. If we had needed to, Cabinet Vision would have prompted us to do so. This last set of buttons allows us to set whether or not we want Cabinet Vision to overwrite the system items. This button will overwrite all system items that are found with the package contents, while this button will make Cabinet Vision keep the system objects instead. This button allows us to specify that Cabinet Vision should overwrite a parent object and all of its children. Let me expand out one of the branches to show that. I'll select this item and then click our button. And you'll notice the parent and all of its children have been overwritten. If we expand a child item out, we can see its children are set to overwrite as well. And this button allows us to make Cabinet Vision use the system items for the parent and all of its children. Finally, we can set whether or not we should overwrite individual items or keep our system items. They're very, very important. You should, on a regular basis, make backups of all of your system data. Should anything happen to your computer, you can be back up and running quickly and easily from your backups. So let's get into this by clicking on the Backup Utility command. This displays the Backup Utility dialog. As you can see, this dialog is broken up into different tabs. Each tab has a series of options to choose from. We'll go over the Backup List tab first. This set of check marks represents the areas of Cabinet Vision that store your system data, such as your construction methods, part material catalog, door catalog, and so on. If you wish to back up the data contained in the program at these areas, just place a check mark in the box. This list here is all of the additional data that is used to make Cabinet Vision do what you want it to do. For instance, catalogs, denoted by the .cvc extension, additional databases, denoted by the .mdb extension, and anything else not covered by the standard system checkboxes. You may also notice that there is a Select Job button. You can use this to add a single job to the backup list. When we click on this button, the Windows Open File dialog is displayed, and we can search for a job that we want to back up. Once we have properly selected the job, the name of the job will be listed as it is here. Before we click OK to create our backup, we can also specify a few other options and processes. Let's move over to the Delete Archives tab to check this out. What we are presented with here is a list of all of the backups that are currently on our system. I only have 3 right now. I can use these check marks to select the backups that I want to delete. This area tells me how many backups I have selected, as well as the amount of disk space in megabytes that will be recovered after the deletion takes place. Once you've selected all the items that you want to remove, you can click the Delete button. There is also a Select All button that you can click to select all of the backups in the list. Finally, we can move over to the Settings tab. This is where we will set up how the backup utility performs certain functions. For instance, we can have Cabinet Vision prompt us, when the backup utility opens, to delete backups when certain criteria is met. We can specify to use the criteria listed, and then the values of those criteria. The criteria includes deletion after there are a certain number of archives, after all of our archives occupy X number of megabytes on our hard drive, or when our hard drive has less than X number of megabytes. You can also have the backup utility automatically delete all backups except for the X number of most recent backups, the value of X being set here. And we can also specify a custom location for our backups. By default, they are kept in a subdirectory of the folder that Cabinet Vision is stored in on your hard drive. Finally, we can specify that the comment we set is to be used as the folder name for the backup. If this is unchecked, Cabinet Vision will use the date and time of the backup as the folder name instead. Now, there isn't a place to specify a comment. That's because that process is done as the backup is being created. Once we have selected all of the items we want backed up, deleted all of the old backups we want removed, and specified all of the settings we want to use, we can click the OK button, and Cabinet Vision will begin creating the backup. As you can see, Cabinet Vision is prompting me for a comment. We can type whatever we want here. Just remember to keep it short if you are using the comment as the folder name. If we didn't want to make a backup, we could have selected Cancel instead. A note here, if you click Cancel, none of the settings you have altered will be committed to Cabinet Vision. Once the backup is done, you can continue working in Cabinet Vision. Thank you for taking the time to watch this Introduction to Cabinet Vision video. We hope that it was enjoyable and informative. Look for more videos in this series to get the most out of Cabinet Vision Solid. For any questions you may have about Cabinet Vision, please visit our website at www.cabinetvision.com.